Hello and welcome to the Sports Report. I'm your host, Alejandra Beltran. Today on set we have women's soccer head coach Jimmy Walker and assistant coach Dani Johnson. Hi and welcome. My first question for you is going to be, how would you sum up your season so far?
I think it's been a dream season so far for us. The girls are working really hard. They're really invested in what we're trying to accomplish. I think everything that could have gone our way so far has gone our way, but we've got a lot of hard games coming up, so hopefully we can finish up as strong as what we've started. So.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'd say so far we're having a lot of fun. I think our relationships with, me and him and feeding off of the girls and everybody, we're kind of just in one big family atmosphere. So tackling each barrier that's before us, we're having a good time doing it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could use 3 words to describe your team this year, what 3 words would you use?
Well, we always go back to our core values of togetherness is our first one, and I think that's been evident in the games that we've played. We haven't always necessarily been the best team with our performances, but we've found a way to win some games when it's been tough. So I'd say togetherness has been our first thing. Effort is our second core value, which I think our effort has been outstanding all season. And our attitude is our third core value. So all those 3 things have been things that we've done throughout the season. So togetherness, effort, and attitude.
All right, I like it. Who have you really seen step up on offense and defense this year?
You want me to do defense?
Yeah,
you do offense?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Defensively, I think, we've had our consistent center backs with Lindsay Abbey and Ashley Zinker. They've been our 2 pillars at the center back position so far for us, and we've kind of interchanged those outside back positions. But all in all, I think the chemistry between those back 4, whoever's kind of coming in on the sub, or whether it's your consistent center backs, they've done really, really well. It's hard to pinpoint a direct commander-in-chief back there. I would say Lindsay, because she's been extremely consistent kind of going back to off-season leading into this season. But just the chemistry of the 4, whether we're playing a 5 back, they've done really well and kind of executed each game plan day by day.
Okay.
Yeah, I think on top of that as well, I think that's probably been one of the nice things about the team is I think everybody's done well. The depth that we have from top to bottom has been really good. And I think, the togetherness of the team, to say there's been a marquee player is tough because I think everybody's been doing their job, everybody's working hard, from the goalkeepers to the defenders to the midfielders to the forwards. So on any given day, other players are stepping up and doing their job. So it's kind of been really good. If we've had a couple of injuries, other players have stepped in and really performed well and got game-winning goals for us. But I think overall as a team, defending, we've been excellent, from our forwards defending to our midfielders defending to our back 4 defending. So it's been really good. And Sierra Peacock, who's a junior, has stepped up this year and scored quite a few goals recently. Olivia Frank is having another good year. In midfield, Jayla Campbell's done well. Paige Casto's done well. Just across the board, we've been really pleased with all the goals. So.
Well, that's good. As I always say, there's no I in team. I was going to ask you, how does this year's team compare to previous teams?
I would say we're pretty very similar to last year's team, but with a year's more worth of experience. So this time last year we were sitting at a very similar record, but we'd not been in that position before. So I think it was interesting how towards the end of the season we struggled a little bit last year. But I'm hoping the experience of us being in this position before will help us this season. So I think very similar. I would say the biggest difference is probably the amount of depth that we've got.
Okay. Is there anything you wanted to add?
I think the only thing with that is being that last year was both our first years with the team. It's kind of like us 2 and the entire team were all within our freshman year. And then now that this is our second year, we kind of have a team of sophomores and freshmen with the mentality and with the culture moving forward. Even though we have that upperclassmen depth and mentality, we're definitely more experienced with our culture moving forward because, it's year 2 and we're still ready to amp it up even more.
Okay. What have been the greatest challenges so far during the season?
The challenge, I think, we've played some really good teams. So like Ashland University, we're very, very good. Northwood, we're very good early on. And then you get into the conference games. And I think the challenge is, in our conference, I think there's a lot of parity, that anybody on any given day, as the results are starting to show, anybody can beat anybody on the day. So I think it's finding that level of consistency week in, week out, and making sure that we don't drop our standards and keep our standards high. But we know on any given day, if we don't come, we'll get beat by anybody. And if we do come to play, we're capable of beating anybody. But we've had some really tough games recently, and the games coming up are going to be tough as well, because we're playing some teams for a second time, and that's not easy to beat a team twice. So that's going to be difficult. But I think just finding that consistency and competing across the board and keeping the standards high has been the biggest thing. But so far we've done quite a good job with it. But we've got 2 more tough weeks coming up. So.
Okay. Anything you want to add?
I'd say consistency is one of the hardest things to maintain and even achieve as a college athlete. So when the girls find it, it's really special, and that's something that we harp on every day, whether it's just the big picture of game day or down to a tiny detail of your first touch or what you ate for lunch. So it's things that we're on about all the time, and the seniors harp on it, we harp on it, and it's just finding those little niches and completing the no complacency attitude, and really finding our consistency, individual and as a team.
And as the players, I mean, putting up with us too, it's got to be difficult. So they've had to put up with us getting on them every day, which has not been easy, because we've really pushed them this year. So, but they're responding really well. So.
All right. Well, I was going to say, I agree with consistency is hard to find. And good luck with those upcoming games. Now I'm going to transition to what about your successes in this season?
I think successes have probably been, finding ways to win. We've been very, very good defensively, and I hope, knock on wood, that stays the same way. But defensively, we've been outstanding. That's not just the defenders. Everybody has defended well on the team, and that's been a big thing for the reason we've been successful. We've had a lot of close games where, because we've defended well, we've ended up getting a good result. And like I said, that's everybody from the forwards to the goalkeepers to the midfielders. Everybody's defending well. So.
Okay. Anything you want to add?
No, I think you hit it on that one.
All right. When you are recruiting student athletes, what do you look for in a prospective athlete?
I think character is a big one for us. It's always evident when you go out recruiting, you can pick the best person out on the field every time. But we really want to stick to our core values, and we really try to pinpoint that as a full person when we recruit at Findlay. So we always hit our 3 pillars of soccer, academics, and community. And we really want that recruit to fit in all aspects of that, where we don't find that they'll be as successful as they can be here. So attitude's a big one for us. So we want to see those gritty plays when we're out recruiting. We want to see those players going to ground, putting in tough tackles, making a statement within the first 5 minutes of their game, no matter how big or small that game might mean at a showcase per se. So attitude is probably the leading factor when we go out and look. Soccer just comes naturally to the eye, so attitude's a little bit harder to pinpoint for us, I'd say.
Making sure as well, we're very big in making sure the players all do their job for the team. There's talented players out there that may look at themselves individually rather than being a team player, and we'd rather take a player that's going to work hard, that's got a good attitude, that's going to be aggressive, get stuck in games. When it gets to November and it's cold outside, we want players that are going to be able to step up and work really hard. So looking at players that are gritty and have a good work ethic is really important to us.
Okay. Every year, we lose and gain new athletes. How does this affect the team cohesiveness?
Yeah, every year is going to be slightly different. So we had a group of seniors last season that were great in what we called the foundation phase of trying to help rebuild the program, and they did a really nice job of helping us get to the conference tournament. And their senior class last season left us with the fact that that was the first group that put us back on the map for a few years. So that was their legacy that they've left. This year's legacy with our senior class, we continue to talk to them about that. What do you want our legacy to be? We're hoping we can kick on and win the last few games, and the legacy that this group leaves could be huge for the program, because in all the years that we've never won a conference championship. So that's a goal that we've got. We've still got a lot of tough games to play, but it's going to be interesting to see the legacy that this group leaves.
Okay. Anything you want to add?
I think it's funny because we keep reminding them, and it'll be an emotional point in their lives when their soccer playing days are over, but we keep reminding them, like, you have 1 week left, you have 2 weeks left, just of what's guaranteed. So it's what they choose to do with that day in and day out, and we're really kind of challenging them to push their legacy that much farther.
Yeah, I won't necessarily miss some of the music they play on the bus, to be honest. So.
Well, my last question for you is, with your fall season in play, what are your expectations for the rest of the season? You got 5 games left, correct?
Yeah, we've got 5 games left, and we keep stressing to the girls, look, it really is cliche, but it's one game at a time, and we've got to get over the next hurdle when this one arises. And we've got a massive game on Friday, and we've got to deal with that one first and get over that hurdle, and then we'll consider the next game after that. So we just want to keep doing what we're doing. Not get ahead of ourselves. We know that, like we said before, on any given day we could lose to anybody, and on any given day when we come to play we can beat anybody. So it really is one game at a time. All our focus right now is on Lake Erie this weekend, on Friday, and then Sunday Ursuline. So it's another big weekend for us, but our goal is to hopefully keep doing what we're doing. We would love to win a conference championship. That's our goal. So. Okay.
Anything you want to add?
I think the last thing is it's funny because some coaches just are all about the performance, and they want just a grade A+ performance from all the girls. And sometimes it comes down to, we don't care what it looks like, we just need to win. Whatever inch we need to grab, whatever jersey we need to tug a little on harder, we're going to get that win. So whatever you need to do, go out and do it. So sometimes we just come together and it's a rah-rah and we go for it, and whenever we need to do it.
Yeah, I'm quite relaxed. I have to calm Dani down on the sideline a little bit.
Yep. Sometimes we tag team on yellow cards.
All right, well, that's actually it for our interview anyway. So thanks so much. Brilliant. Good luck with that season.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
You're welcome. That's it for our UF Sports Report. Thank you so much, Coach Walker and Coach Johnson. I'll see you next time on the Sports Report.
UF TV is your university and community TV station.